Hello, everybody. Hello,
Hello.
hello. I'm just trying to do an official intro, and I've already ruined the official intro. But welcome, everybody, to another edition of Kelly Plus Kelly. We are back, hopefully smoother than last time.
Hopefully. We'll
Hopefully,
see.
we're here to continue our what we had a previous 6 streak with no technical issues. Uh, streak, yeah,
It was nice while it lasted.
it was nice. I was so proud after our especially early days. Everything that could go wrong always went wrong.
And we were literally talking about how great it's been that we were just like, no technical issues, everything's
We're
smooth.
such a well-oiled machine, you know? This is just waiting for yeah, just waiting for something, but we're just inviting it. Oh wait, I have us on the speaker view. Hold on. There we go. I'm terrible with view. I need better controls of views. See, I went straight to the screen share. I gave people a little sneak peek of what we're gonna be looking at. Um how you doing, Kelly?
I'm good. Guess what I did?
What did you do?
I booked a vacation
Oh my goodness.
outside of my house.
Good for you.
It's going to
I'm
be
proud
such a
of
strange
you.
feeling. I know, you're like, I'm so happy for
I
you.
still can't go anywhere. Actually, no, my sister was talking about planning it's my mom's 60th this year. So we're trying to
Oh,
figure out what to do. And we figured if we schedule a vacation for next year, 2022, that we can probably do something. So my sister
yeah.
got married in Italy and we stayed at a really, it worked out really well with family. So tentatively planning a Italy vacation, but God, so far in the future, who knows?
Yeah, we abandoned our plans to go to Greece because August, I'm sure it's going to be open, but also like I don't have to worry about social distancing and mask wearing and all that kind of stuff. I just
Yeah,
want to be on vacation.
yeah.
So we're doing a road trip through the US instead.
I had such a good road trip through so my no, I've had 2 US road trips. I've had one where I drove from just next to Montreal, from not Kirkland, what was it? No, just anyway, drove south all the way to DC and I did DC and New York, like kind of road trip.
Nice.
But the coolest road trip was definitely uh Las Vegas for New Year's and then driving to Zion National Park and then spending seeing snow in Zion National Park was really cool. Driving to the north side of the Grand Canyon and then it being totally snowed in, like you couldn't access it. So we didn't really, yeah, we didn't get to see the Grand Canyon. But and then south through like Sedona and then ended up in Phoenix.
Oh, that's good. That's so
That
nice.
was, yeah, driving through the desert with while it was like snowing was really interesting.
See, I've never driven through the desert before. So this will be the first time.
It's a lot of fun because the speed limits are really high, and then there's nobody out there anyway, so there really isn't a
It's
speed limit. Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
dream situation.
it's a totally coming from New Brunswick. So I'm from New Brunswick, in Canada, which is just all trees. You like in comparison, you're landing on like Mars coming into this place. It's such a yeah, it was such a shock to me. Um, I want to see what the audience is up to. Audience, are you planning any vacations? Or is this even tentatively looking? I actually wait. Language. I just picked this up from watching more Twitch than usual recently. We're supposed to say chat, Kelly. We're not supposed to say audience. We're supposed
Oh,
to say, hey chat.
hello, chat.
Yes. See, now we're cooler because
Ah,
we're
thank
using
you.
the
Thank
right
you for
language.
doing your research on
Okay.
how to be cool on
That
Twitch.
that was a big part of my morning was, yeah. I told you that I didn't stop working since 8 a.m. It was getting the Twitch language right. Right, chat? Right, chat? Yeah.
You're a natural.
Oh, it comes easy. Sup, chat? In the desert, you can have a horse with no name. That's a reference to something, Chris. I know that's a reference. What is that a reference to? I don't know.
The rules are meant to be broken. Just call us the Kellers.
That's also sad. Why do I not recognize that? The Kellers. The Kellers.
I mean, it's more of a thing that's like Kelly
It's
plus Kelly.
the Kellers. Yeah, Kelly, the Kelliers. Kelly, yeah, okay.
The
Um,
Kellers.
the
The
Kelliers.
Kellians.
Uh, yeah, what what else? I'm hoping people have had a good week. Hoping the chat has had a good week. Hoping you're having a good week, Kelly.
I'm having a great week. I'm
I'm
just
having a pretty good week.
I
It's
can't
just
complain.
yeah,
It's slower than usual, which is good.
which is nice. Yeah,
There
I
was,
would
I
say the
think 2
same.
weeks ago, I out of the 40-hour work week, I was in meetings for all but like 11 of those hours. So,
Oh wow.
it's nice to have a
So
slower week.
meetings are relaxed. Is that the?
No, no, I don't have meetings this
Oh,
week.
you don't. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, sorry. I
I
thought you
just
said
sit
this
there and
week.
think
Yeah.
by myself
Yeah.
and
No,
it's
yeah. I'd say I've been about the same this week. That's funny how it kind of
yeah.
comes through. What about you guys, chat? Guys and gals? What about you guys, chat?
What is happening?
um, well, actually, before we get started, I would ask what's new at Shopify. We do have, I can say off the top of my head, we do have partner town hall tomorrow.
It's tomorrow at noon Eastern.
Tomorrow at noon. So please tune in to Partner Town Hall if you want to know what's latest and greatest with the partner community. And did they announce particularly what they're talking about? Because I'm
Commerce
not
Awards.
Commerce Awards. Yeah.
What else? It's a good question. Shopify partner town
Real
hall.
Matt says lockdown in Germany. Yeah. So Canada just has gone into a third lockdown as well. Most of Canada. So
Yeah.
I can, yeah, they're with you,
Not the
Real Matt.
most fun. Let's see. What's new at Shopify Commerce Awards and then a panel for building the future of commerce.
Beautiful. Okay. I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, I mean, I have another thing that's new on Shopify, but we're gonna get to that because it's literally it
New
was it,
new.
it's new, just like merged an
20
hour
minutes ago.
ago.
Yeah.
20, yeah. Really fresh off the press. This was a response to, so similar to last stream, of course, I'm coming up with the master plans of how do we proceed with this episode or like this stream. And I'm telling Kelly, okay, no, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be, oh, it's gonna work. And then I spend all morning working on that and then realize, oh crap, there's this one thing that doesn't work. But this time I had a teammate that was like, hey, let's just push that. Let's make that work.
I
And it was like,
need to be
oh.
introduced to this teammate so I can just be like, hey, so we're doing this thing for Kelly plus Kelly, and I kind of need I need to release these 4 API endpoints for me, please.
What were you saying the other day? You were saying I've decided that, hold on, something about collections. No. Um this is a good example. Let me, oh, where was it? We had
We
it was
talk a lot.
uh where was it? You said I've decided I don't like, what did you it was over,
It was recent.
yeah. I'm just trying to sort through it. No, I can't find it.
I'm going to
But Kelly
hunt it
had,
down.
yeah, you do have occasional complaints. Oh man, why can't I find it? I said I wish I
Oh,
could
no, it was
appreciate.
I've decided that there needs to be support for custom gift card amounts.
Right, custom gift card amounts. So this is like, well, okay, that's a little, that's not a like, let me just push that in the morning kind of
I
thing.
don't see anything. What's the
Yeah,
worst that
yeah.
could happen? Just break gift cards for
I mean, this
everybody.
is classic like executive or like, like manager view. It's like, oh, it's no big deal. You can push that. Like this,
All you're
why
doing is
why
adding a
haven't we done
field,
this?
right?
Just do that in the morning, no problem.
If only.
Wasn't there a React thing with Shopify? I don't know, Chris. Was there a React
Is
thing with
there reacting
Shopify?
with Shopify?
You weren't to it.
There, I mean, there's the app bridge stuff, but that all apps have to move over to using
Yes,
or
there was,
move away from
and
the
the JW.
ASDK.
So
Yeah.
there was a JWT stream last week by my teammate Jason.
Hmm.
But the, yeah, I'm not sure what was announced with App Bridge in particular. Um,
What was announced was that you need to move over to app bridge by the end of the year
okay,
because EASDK is being discontinued and your
that's
app will break.
okay. There we go. I had a chance to play with that last summer, really. But yeah, haven't touched it since then. I mean, we're building on top of it with the new with our app that we're working with, but we're not really doing much with it. We're just using
Yeah.
kind of what's there out of the box. So, oh, I've got my cable coming up there. I'm trying to keep one headphone out because I have a delivery, and can you believe it? These pesky kids decided to steal my doorbell, my wireless doorbell. I was just in my living room, and all of a sudden the doorbell starts going ding 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 ding. And I open the
What
door,
did
and there's
I win?
this group of like teenage boys running up the street looking at me, ringing the doorbell wirelessly. Just
See,
like,
this is what happens when we lock down.
I was just, I couldn't be mad though. I was just thinking, like, this is totally something I would have done when I was like 14 years old too. Or like, this is just, yeah, kids being kid. I still called the cops and said, like, find these kids if you find them.
I want my
I
doorbell
don't
back.
expect anything to happen, but
Of course.
um,
If we're
if we're
talking
talking updates,
updates,
can we
go ahead.
get product options by name, color to not be language specific? Oh, so that's interesting.
We've run into that issue with a client who has international stores, one in the US, one in Canada, and that extra U threw things off.
I'm trying to remember because I feel like I remember being part of this change. And it was a change that I requested because we wanted it was to do it, it makes the grouping of the option selectors easier, right? So if you want to have if you have three variant like types of options for a variant, it allows you to group them. Is this the right one? Options by name. Let's look this up. Hold on. I want to refresh on this.
Spoilers. Oh, you're not sharing your screen. Just kidding.
Yeah,
No
hold
spoilers.
on. Not gonna share my screen yet. Okay. Okay. Product options by name. In a minute. Product options by name. Yes, exactly. Okay. I remember being part of this when we were shipping it. That's a really interesting. So the fact that it's tied to the value and not, so the name in this case is what? Options by name is the option name, which is the var. Hold
That's
on.
the actual like color or size or length or like, and then the options are the actual
Option size,
small, medium, large, red, blue.
color size, material size. Okay. Options by name, options with values. Was it this one? Selected. Oh, I'm trying to remember. So the fact that it's not associated to, there's not like an option ID, I guess, that is language agnostic. Is that the problem?
Yeah,
That it's always, and so that option name will change depending on the locale.
exactly.
It,
Well, in the sense that we have two stores, two separate unique Shopify stores, like an expansion store, and we use language locale that matches that expansion store's region,
yeah,
such as color with the U versus US color without the U. And so we can't use that code in there without having unique code for each
for
store.
each locale
Yeah.
because it's not, versus like with the country code selector. I believe that is, I remember seeing, because I remember then relating this to the country code selector in the customer section, that the ID stays the same regardless of the language that's set, but the
Mhm.
value and country code, or like the like um the United States will change to États-Unis in French. Um that's an interesting one. Okay, Mega, hold on. Before we continue here, I like where Magus was going with this. Um, talking updates or Epic wants, this is I mean, I'm
This is a
happy
good
just to
one.
talk about Epic wants. If any, like, I want to make this a common thing that like if people have
You want some epic wants? Let me pull up my
Epic
list.
wants. No, but seriously, these are fun to like. I if chat likes to follow along with these, then it's something we can explore.
For sure.
By the way, I was talking about was Shopify Dev status. What were you talking about,
It
Chris?
was a React
Oh, the React Summit.
workshop.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I do have a teammate joining that. Where Scott Finkel will be joining the experience. Um, Scott Finkel is the accessibility guru at Shopify. Follow
Ooh,
him if you don't.
nice.
He is just a full-time accessibility specialist, and as a result, he is spread way too thin across way too many parts of Shopify. I wish he's helped out a lot actually with the reason why debut is where it's at now in terms of accessibility and like double A. I think it's double A. Double A certified. Is that what you would call
Yeah,
it? That was a lot. Thanks
that's a
to
lot of work.
it's a lot. There was a
Especially in the e-commerce realm.
lot of reports. Kelly bringing out her notebook. Yeah, there's Kelly. Every once in a while, will just message me. You know what I was thinking? Like this would be really nice to have. And then like, of course, feel like I I try my best to do what I can with this feedback. It's like, you know,
I just say
give
I
a
just, like,
little.
I compliment you, and then I'm like, "By the way, could you
Yeah.
make this happen at Shopify?"
But we like this. It pulls on an important notion that people should be able to make these requests. They should be able to they should be tracked. They should so here's some ideas. So actually, since we're talking right now. I've been mulling over my head. What can we do in Kelly plus Kelly to make things a little bit more interesting, to drive more interaction? Because I think Meg has just made a really good example of like, hey, would love this thing to be fixed. How can we incorporate like epic wants, like bug bounties and questions into the stream that I don't think we'll be able to answer all of these. Like Shane did a stream once where he had 200 viewers and he said he was just overloaded by questions. So I like answering questions only scales to a certain amount, but we can always highlight questions and drive other people in the audience to these questions. And all of this for Shopee points. Oh, by the way, I didn't see any new commits to GitHub for Shopee points from last week's. Megas, yes. Okay, wait. I thought you were saying something else. All of this could be driven by Shopee points. We got to figure out what the reward system is, but I would love to ultimately have the content of what we're talking here as directed by chat as much as possible, right?
Yes.
I think that would be so cool to
It's a
emphasize.
choose your own adventure Twitch
Yeah,
style.
it takes the pressure off us a little bit in some ways, you know? It's like we're
Ooh,
coming
we
in
have
with
another one.
Real Matt with another one. Hold on, let me get the new repo, Real Matt, just before answering Magus's. So it is in a new repo. It's in github.com. If you want to read it out, actually, you can.
Okay. We've discussed a lot in the partner Slack channel for German Plus partners that the API endpoints for the variant unit price fields are not documented, and it's a big problem for big product catalogs to import their 10 plus thousand products in or to to import their 10 plus thousand products with. In most EU countries, it's required unit price fields. So unit price is not documented, is not available at all, or it's just not documented as to how it should be used. Variant object.
Magus, I just posted the link to our app code that we've been working on, and what we worked on last week should be there. Hopefully, should be.
Oh,
Um,
huh. I didn't even know variant unit price was a thing because I'm not usually working in stores located in Germany or France. That's interesting.
Variant unit. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this either. Unit price fields.
I see it on
Interesting.
the object. It's not available in the API. Oh, okay. That should be fixed. That's a good one.
So part of my due diligence with all this is to be bringing some of these questions to the surface. So, real Matt, I'm not familiar with this either, but I can definitely make sure the people who are, can get their eyes on this. This reminds me of an inconsistency that I came across this morning, trying to create seeing how the Pages API is not available in GraphQL.
Yep.
And so if we want to start so if you want to work with Pages, you have to use the Shopify's REST API. And then if you want to add meta fields to Pages, you need to use the REST API. I believe you will need to, maybe not. Yeah, no, you probably would. You would need to use the REST meta fields API as well. So now all of the work that we did in the previous episodes of porting of like creating meta fields on customers, and for those watching or who didn't see, let me just pull that up. Um, we got to kind of like redo that. So
Kind of a bummer.
yeah, kind of a bummer, kind of fun, like playing with Legos, right? We're just having fun. So for those who maybe weren't here in the previous stream, we were working on this mutation, GraphQL mutation that updates a customer with a particular meta field. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. See? So customer update, you put the customer ID here, and then you specify this meta field, total shop points, and we're just setting it to 0. Um, so that's how you create a meta field for a customer. But to do it for a page, you would have to use the REST API. Look, so pages API. And that's a good segue if there's not other questions for
Yeah.
a moment.
Brian J. Hinson says, "Oh my, OMG, thank you. I'm new to Shopify and I've been super confused as to why I couldn't seem to get pages to work in GraphQL."
Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is really relevant. This is me piecing it together this morning. I've yet to like circulate this and make sure that, but from what and Kelly, you've said this before, and I recognize this as well. Our REST API and GraphQL API are not um
They're not at parity in terms of
parity. Yeah.
features. Yeah.
And in general, like new features are pushed to GraphQL, but we haven't necessarily ported all old features
Yeah.
from the REST API. And this is a like this is a this is a this is a frustrating one because I was onto something this morning, and I was like, "Got it!" All caps, like I got it.
I was like, what did
Uh,
you do?
oh, because so last stream uh we kind of didn't make any progress because I was coming into our meta fields creation. So we were adding these meta fields to customers, which if we look, I can list off the customers right here. Here we go. So we have our customers, um, and we were adding the meta fields to them, total shopping points. And the hope was is that we could just in Liquid iterate through customers, that there was a customer's object in Liquid, and that we could then spit out these meta fields. So we could have customer and then total shopping points. And that's how we could make our leaderboard. And then we realized that customers isn't available. Okay. Crap. How can we get around that? Um, so what we went down last stream was to use an app proxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's actually show that before we so Shopper Points app. So we started working on this request on our app that basically responds to slash leaderboard. And we set up an app proxy, which I think I have it open in my other screen here. Let me just, yeah, I do.
If it was a link you had earlier.
I've got it right here.
Okay.
So we set up an app proxy in our app. So just for those, just go back a little bit. So we're in our app here in the partner dashboard, our Shopipoints app that is running the store. extensions, and online store. And we're setting up an app proxy, which basically forwards any requests made to /a/Shopipoints to our app. And that's my just tunnel that I have running for the app. Um, so we're sending it to /a/Shopipoint/leaderboard, and we were trying to get back our leaderboard results. And this is all because we couldn't do it in Liquid. And great success. I got
Great
that working this morning.
success.
We have wrong one. Okay. Leaking some fun details there. So we
You saw
have
nothing.
you saw nothing. It's coming. Um, so we now have this request working that we can make a request to /a/Shopipoints/leaderboard, and we get a JSON result. Let me turn off my notifications. Shane's chat is coming through. Actually, how do you do this on the
Click
new
on the thing
switch
next to the
switch
time.
thingies? Yeah,
Yeah.
and then do not
It
disturb.
took me some hunting to find that setting.
Yeah, because now I just click the time and everything else comes up. But okay,
Yep.
cool. Thank you. Um, so now we have the JSON with our usernames, which right now we're just generating these usernames like first letter of the first name,
First initial, last name.
first initial,
Yeah.
last name, Shopee points. So
But we're
that will
fully aware that this is your first initial and your last name. Also, how many B Smiths are going to be added on here? And so
And, there's a lot of T. Kellys as well. It is like we have a lot of potential guests
that's right.
on the at least on the Thomas Kelly. Um, I don't know how many Kelly Vaughns you've come across, but
There is a Kelly Vaughn that was in one of the I think Batman Begins. There's a
really?
dentist that's like 30 minutes from me who is named Kelly Vaughn.
Okay, so
There is a Christian artist in Texas named Kelly Vaughn, but I win for SEO.
you're the alpha Kelly,
I'm the Alpha Kelly Vaughn.
alpha Kelly Vaughn. Yeah. Okay.
Gotta know who my competition is.
I mean, I'm competing with a Mexican cuisine chef in New York. So, and
That's
actually,
tough.
there is a developer in Waterloo, Canada, who is also named Thomas Kelly, and I was trying to get him hired, just to fuck with HR, but but actually, I've seen the duplicate name inside of Shopify now. It's not fun. So no, actually, I don't want that now that I've seen it come through. Hey King, hello.
Chris
Uh,
is on the list.
Brian Brian reference. Hold on. What did Brian reference here in the query root?
Pages queries.
Pages. List of shops pages. So can you mutate this
I think
though?
you can fetch the pages, but you can't actually do any kind of mutation with them.
So page, yeah, because the page just has the fields and
Implements. No, there's no
yeah,
mutations.
there's no
Yeah.
mutations. So you can list pages, but in this case, we want to be updating them with a meta field. So we'd have to use the REST API.
Yeah.
So all of this was in the hopes of being able to build out um, where I was going with this was pages, was being able to use pages uh, as profile pages for our users. So each time that a new user is created on Shopify Points, we create a page for them, a Shopify page, and we add any public meta fields to that. And then we could just list off the pages and pluck meta fields from pages because you can do that. And
Mhm.
then we both solved the problem of having profile pages for our users, and we solved the leaderboard.
I do have an idea. Why do the metafields need to live on the page? Why can't they live on the customer? Because
Because
if
we
there's
can't
a
all of so it was just so that we could access these metafields in Liquid, and that you can't access other customers' metafields in
that's right.
Liquid. But pages, you can access all pages metafields in Liquid. So we can tie this public profile page to this actual customer,
Yes.
and that
Okay.
was so we can loop through all. I thought we could loop through all pages. Um
And you couldn't this morning.
Well, and you couldn't this morning. Uh, and oh wait, hold on. Side note: how obscure are the Pages docs? Um, Let me just grab the link for it. Tell me, Kelly, try and chat. Try to find the Pages object in Liquid
Can I
on
Google it?
Shopify, and tell me if like if I spent a good just like 10 minutes trying to find Pages, not Page. Again, audience, try to find this Pages object because I was trying to validate, does this thing actually exist or not?
What?
It's not there, but it is. It is there.
Is it not listed under pages?
It's
I'm
listed
going to
under.
this is the most fun I've had all day.
It's only on the so everyone, if you have the docs open, go to Liquid Reference, go to click Objects, and then scroll through the page there. I'll provide the shortcut for people who don't want to do that. So it's only available on the kind of summary objects page.
What?
So if you're scrolling through the net here, like I'll open it up on the video here. If you're scrolling through your list of objects here, which you're going through and you're like, okay, I want, like, I heard about this thing Pages. I want to use Pages so I can access other pages. And you see Page, you're like, oh, okay, wait, but that's not Pages. Where's
I mean,
Pages?
I would assume that like products, you're going to look at a product singular object.
Product is
Collections,
there,
you're going to
yeah.
look at a collection singular object. And my goal here is to just try to loop through pages. I'd say like for page and pages, or for collection and collections, for product, well, in all products, but a little
So
different.
there was all, yeah, there was all products. Was all products in here? I feel like I was looking at this where there were other like kind of global objects that are on here.
All products
Collection.
is also on global objects. It's still on when you click on objects as a whole.
Yeah. So global objects aren't on here, which I feel like
There
at
should
least
be like a section for like global.
that, or just have Pages and have it linked to this, like, or and have a like
Link lists,
link
and
list.
I think maybe it'll just get confusing having the plural there. I don't know. I mean, I think that just global objects would be useful to have
But we do it
as
on
a
our
page itself.
GraphQL reference, don't we? Anyway, Liquid Docs needs some love. They're getting some love. So we found Pages. Let me get back to it. So I found Pages. Oh no, it didn't go back to it. Why didn't it go back to it? I gotta scroll to it. There we go. So I found Pages and I thought, oh great, Pages. We can just iterate through Pages, and list off every page and then access the meta fields. So if you look at meta field, access a meta field on that page, and then we can, with that meta fields list. So here's an example. So product.metafields instructions, use meta fields to list off username and value. And then this is around 10 o'clock this morning, 10:30, that I realized, oh wait, like why isn't this iterating through Pages working? And for an example of what I'm talking about iterating through Pages, I was trying to do uh, something like this. Key in Pages, or the before, sorry, or yeah, 4p in Pages, and then I was just trying to do something like p meta fields, um, user, username, something like that. And then like we can have the page. So this is a page object, so page title. But that doesn't work, or at least it didn't work until now.
Until
Tentatively.
now.
So very soft launch for those of you that are watching. Um, my amazing teammate, Maxime Valencourt. Hello, Maxime. I hope you're watching right now. I'm giving you a special shout out. Um, added this way to iterate pages, which I saw a forum post on this. I will follow up on this forum post. Somebody trying to do this. We should now like follow up on that. But you can now iterate through pages. Again, soft launch tentatively. Wait for the docs before you go spreading this around. But just in, you can do this right now. It's only if your store is rendered on the new storefront renderer, which is 90 something, 98% of stores or something like that. So your store probably should be able to do this. Uh, so you can iterate through pages. And this is what let us do, making a leaderboard with Liquid instead of JavaScript. Now there are some limitations though. So what you see here is our leader, and I haven't got this is one thing we can get to in the stream if we want to pursue this some more. But we here have made a leaderboard using pages. We've got test user. We don't have real users linked, but these are both meta fields with username and points, and they're sorted. So advantages of having things rendered server side. What
Go on.
I just no, I feel like I'm talking too much now.
Nope.
I feel
Keep going.
no, okay,
Hey, hey, can
sure.
you please explain what the advantages of
Oh god.
rendering server side are? I do such a terrible job explaining this, which is why I want you to do it.
I mean, it's faster. First of all, like we get this from the server. There's no waiting for to do an Ajax request like what we would do here. So if we proceed with this, which long story short, I think for now we might have to. Um, what we're going to need to do is load this page, then run the JavaScript on the page, which will request this data, and then render some HTML on the page with that data. Um, advantages of this approach is that we have full control in our app of the contents of this response. So we can sort it really easily on our app. We can clean up data. We can, it's just, it's maybe it's easier to handle, I guess. Is that fair?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advantages of doing this in Liquid is that it's going to be a lot faster. It's going to be SEO friendly, even though I don't know how much the leaderboard needs to be SEO. Maybe as a directory that like people like because you'll want to click through here to
Everything should be SEO
everything
friendly.
should be SEO friendly. So here are like the profile pages, which is just the contact page right now. So you can contact test user too, or not really.
Except we'll just get all your emails.
Yeah, we'll just get all your email. Love server side running Apache for for life. Yes. I mean, server side rendering will never be irrelevant. It's just kind of how you server side render. I mean, modern JS frameworks are you like server side rendering with JS, right?
Yep.
Um, so if we had JS available, we wouldn't have to do some of the crazy shit that we have to do right now in Liquid, which is which we're aware of, right? Kelly and chat, um, what's the biggest liquid hack that you've had to work on? And you don't need to show the code, but like what is one of the hardest things you've had to try to do in Liquid?
Boolean and
Go.
filtering.
Boolean filtering.
And filtering. Or
What
Boolean or filtering, I mean.
Boolean or filtering. So this is on a collections page?
Yep. I want to
How
see
many
products that are in green or blue.
how
Gotta use
many
the. Oh, go ahead.
how many lines of liquid do you feel like this ended up being?
It ended up being a lot of JavaScript.
Oh, okay. So you did JavaScript.
Had to.
Yeah.
I would say sorting a. Let's say I wanted to sort a collection by showing just the products in stock first, and then show the products that are out of stock at the end of it. So they're separated.
Mm-hmm.
Without having like two separate collections you have to run through. Which when you have more than 50 products in a collection, that becomes a challenge because you hit that 50 limit.
Pagination.
Yep.
So getting around like so it's like sorting and filtering conflicting with pagination.
Yeah.
which is what we would have to deal with this solution, with our server side leaderboard, which gets pretty. Let me just share it again. Because right now, pages, this pages iterable is paginated by 50 pages. So we can only sort 50 pages at a time. Um, Now we could just show the users. No, that defeats the purpose of server side rendering.
Want to know
Um,
my other favorite liquid object
please do.
struggle?
Yeah.
Literally objects. Creating my own library or dictionary.
Yeah, and that I was trying to get around that. Yeah, because you just have to work with arrays, and you just have to work with
Yep.
array positions and array. Yeah. Wait, so this is all like I can show just examples of it. This is what I had to do this morning, to get it to work. Before I get to this, I do want to read. I need to. There's got some long comments here in chat. Um, I think also make sure that the data renders even if user blocks JavaScript on the client side. Cedro, incredibly good point. Yes. So server side rendered HTML is universally accepted through all browsers. If you can serve it up in raw HTML, it's going to work in IE6. It's going to work in IE7. It's going to work on uh, the old Nintendo DS browser. Is that no PSP? Somebody brought up PSP browser before. Uh, it's going to
Yep.
work in everything. So yeah, you don't need to worry about JS running and maybe breaking in some old browsers. Making arrays of non-string values takes more code than it should. I came across this morning too. Funny enough,
Yep.
working with the Shopipoints value, um, with this integer. Yeah, I had to. In my case, actually, I wanted to turn it into a string, so it worked out. But this is Um, that stuff you usually don't want to talk publicly. Okay. Real Matt's saying we shouldn't be complaining too much. I don't know. It's just I like to consider myself a professional complainer in
Mhm.
that like it's okay to complain about something as long as you're doing something to try and fix it.
Exactly.
It's always been my rule. So same goes with you, chat. If I see you complaining right now, I want to see you doing something about it. No pressure.
No pressure. Make things happen at Shopify or stop
Make things, yeah,
complaining.
come
No, I'm just
on. You
kidding.
just gotta spam Toby to do it, please.
I'm telling him you said that.
Yeah, right. Please do. Yeah. Maybe he'll tune into the stream and get angry at the liquid that I'm showing on screen right here because it is an abomination. But this is a good example. So this let's go through the liquid. This is very much what you would consider a quote unquote liquid hack. Uh And what we've been talking about here is really liquid hacks, these things that like just aren't elegant or easy to do in liquid, that all of this complex logic should be taking place behind liquid in Ruby because liquid is coded in Ruby. We should be doing all this in Ruby land and just exposing nice, easy to work with primitives in liquid. Reality is, um, that's really hard.
It's not happening.
It's just, uh, and I'd say our feedback loop and the like, just getting, like making pages iterable, takes typically a little bit longer than a morning and a teammate deciding, hey, let's push this thing. So that's something that maybe that can be something we try to drive forward with this stream, Kelly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
especially if we can get JML and Toby watching, and
Yep.
just like get them shouting as well. Okay. Hold on. There were some more. There was Megas said one last thing. Getting variant images for default variant on the page based on the featured image and any image that isn't variant title and all.
Oh,
Plus
it's
making
terrible.
yeah. Okay. I
Um,
think
there needs to be multiple or like multi-image support for variants, because that's in reality how it works. And so the default is to use alt text for the for specifying which variant they belong to, which is not what you're supposed to do with alt text because it's meant for accessibility. And so I
Megas
feel dirty every time I do it.
Megas, if you're on your PC, would you mind posting gist,
Gist. Oh, come
gist,
on. Is it GIF
GitHub,
or GIF?
no, but GitHub.
Yeah, but you don't say that's the gist of it.
Okay. Well, maybe I will now. It's the
I feel
gift,
like
is
I'm
it?
talking to my husband right now.
Oh, wait, this is graphical versus GraphQL all over again.
GraphQL.
Yeah, GraphQL. I'm team GraphQL.
Graphical.
Graphical. That's too easy.
I like
Um,
easy. I have enough difficult things in my life.
so creating arrays of items using Python. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of this is funny. So I think a lot of these complaints can be summarized in I was looking here. What happened to it? I thought I had it. Okay, so I want to run through this because I think it's a good exercise of just looking at Liquid and seeing what's possible and what's not possible and what's a pain in the ass too. Oh, that's why, because I did Command B. I thought Command B closed my site. Yeah. No. Why is it? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's why. I'm trying to close. I don't think I have the shortcut anymore. Or is it? Uh, I got a new keyboard and it's a Windows keyboard, so I have to try to remap all my anyway, pain in the
Uh,
ass. I'm a little bit rusty
it's
on my
worth noting, because Chris pointed out, what we're talking about is
graph.
the, graphic, like that graphical.
Yeah. Yeah. Graph cool. Cool. Cool.
Q
Okay. Um
QL.
so new feature being highlighted here. So we've got for PM pages. So we're iterating pages. We're just checking to make sure that we're filtering out the pages that are like profile pages, basically. So I just created 3 statically and added some meta fields to them. So I created the meta fields just under the namespace user. So we've got username and Shopipoints. And then I have the page URL here so that we can easily navigate like I showed before. And what we're doing here is just building out an array, but you have to build an array out in Liquid as a string, right? This is one of the things that was creating array of arrays and working with non-value string non-values. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're building a leaderboard list and then converting that list into so we're dividing each list entry with a double colon and then we split it and now we have a leaderboard entries value assignment. um and now here I don't really feel like getting into the nitty gritty of this. I would recommend that you visit Jason Bowman, who works here at Shopify. I don't know if he was at Shopify when he posted this originally. He's based out of Australia though. Um, don't know why that's relevant, but just something I remember about Jason. Because he's no okay. I know why. Because he was always advocating for like better performance in Australia because he felt it the most. Like for the longest time, he was one of the few Shopify folk that was in Australia. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, this is why it's all coming together here. Here, let me post this. Let me open this up. Open. So Jason figured out how to sort by meta field, which is what we're trying to do here. Sort by meta field because we want to sort by Shopee points values. We want to get the people with the most Shopee points up top first and least below. With this wonderfully long, actually, you know what? With the comments, it's really long. Um, without the comments, it's not too bad, but still. Actually, I'd be interested to see the performance of this.
Me too.
Should we do a highlight of the
Let's do it.
yeah, okay. Shifting plans here, because I think this is worth highlighting.
Boom, 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 boom,
Boom,
boom.
boom. I need to install it because I don't have it. I haven't used it on my new
I haven't even.
Shopify theme inspector. Chat, who here has used the Shopify theme inspector? Uh. 1, 2, 3, go. It is a tool that is really useful. It shouldn't be needed. Okay, here. I do have it installed, so I have it enabled.
Perfect.
It shouldn't be needed. Well, okay. I've got mixed feelings about the like this is an amazing tool. I will say this because it was my intern that made it, and thank you. Thank you for working on this, Umair. Um and he's actually posted a few more updates to it recently, I believe. Helen and Umair. But it lets you know how long your liquid takes to render for any given page. So let me just see if I where is it? Shopify theme inspector pin. There we go. Okay. So what it should do, I should be able to load this. And oh, you know, I'm probably going to need to log in. Just reload this page. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Let me just do this off screen because I have a feeling it's gonna show some sensitive things. I can just hide my screen like that instead of dragging it off there. So what it
Oh,
does is
that's
it
better.
shows
Yeah.
you your Liquid's performance, how long your page takes to render on Shopify servers. Now, this is great because as fast as Shopify makes Liquid, it's still subject to how fast ultimately
You can
you
still write bad
you
liquid.
can still write bad Liquid.
I
Uh,
want a for loop inside of a for loop inside of a for loop inside of a for loop. Please render this for
that's bad
1,000
Liquid.
items.
Um, so count. I need to find. I have so many Shopify accounts.
You
Jesus.
too.
Okay. 1 second, chat. Oh, I like saying chat now. 1 second, chat. We are almost logged in. Okay. Let me show this again. So cool. We
All
are
right.
logged in as Thomas. Open Chrome. Oh, did they make that a short? Oh no, they didn't. Okay.
Oh,
I
it's
was
just
like,
to
oh,
explain how.
is
Yeah.
that like a shortcut? That'd be so cool.
Click this link to press F12.
So, oh, what did I do? There we go. Okay. So now we've got a Shopify tab here, and now we can profile the page. So let's see how long this dirty liquid takes. Not that bad.
Question mark.
Not that bad. That actually wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We're not
Wow.
loading that much data through it though.
No, but like with the assignments and everything, I mean, it's wait, it's under 1 millisecond. Wait, how long? Yeah, no, okay, cool.
The
So
power of liquid.
power of liquid, power of fast liquid. Yeah, we're not so like where you really see this, like where it gets heavy would be like you're iterating through a collection of thousands of products, right? Or it's or like yeah, loops within loops. It just you know it goes with any coding language, just the things you shouldn't be, or like not the things you shouldn't be doing, but the things you need to do, realizing that it's going to be heavy.
Yeah.
um but so maybe if we got to the point where we need to paginate pages and combine them together, things might get heavy. But yeah, so that's Shopify theme inspector. Does anyone have a code to explode variants? Oh, Magus, thank you for posting. Hold on, let's like take a look at Magus's gist.
There you go.
Got it. Variant images, liquid. Okay, Kelly, I'm gonna need you to walk me through this
Okay, let me
because I
open it
think
up
you're more
here.
familiar with this than me. This is gonna take me way too long live to like follow through everything.
So basically what it's doing is at the top, you're assigning the option color size to make sure it exists. And it's a little bit lower.
Can you tell me line numbers?
Okay, yeah, so line 13,
Line 13. Okay.
options by name dot size
Yeah.
times 1. So we now have a number there. We also have options by
Right.
name for all the color options.
So for everyone, that's so you convert it into an integer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the first for or if statement, if there are no option color sizes, we don't have options for the colors, so you just do default title, one single variant
Mm-hmm.
option. And then below that, we start getting into the breaking up the uh, first you're looping through the colors, Then you're looping through all the products images, and you're grabbing the alt
Oh
text
my
from the
god.
image, splitting it at a certain point. Usually there's some kind of split for it that indicates what is the alt text and what is the actual color indicator on there.
And you have to manually code this alt text, right? Like you have to
You
you're
you add
manually
it
putting this.
in. Yes, you have to add it into each of the images on like within the Shopify admin. And so if it's basically what it's doing is just grabbing all the images that are relevant here
Yeah.
and creating the image matrix that'll be used to actually display the images for that particular variant, which you see down there.
Uh, bleh,
Yeah.
bleh.
It's a whole thing. Like this is and unfortunately like this is how you have to do it.
Oh, okay. Um, Thanks for this gist, Megas. Uh, I
Um
haven't because variant images, there was always the singular variant image. When did multiple variant images
I
launch?
saw I've been looking for it again in the documentation. What is it under? It'd be under variant, I guess. Where it was there is an array set up, but it's only accessible via I believe the admin API
Okay.
and not the actual UI. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Admin
Because it was
API.
always like variant images always just had a single image before,
Yeah.
but now that you're working with collections of images, yeah, now we're
Weirdly enough, now I see on product variant it's just image ID.
product
I don't
variant.
see the array. Maybe it was too
Chris
soon.
Chris asked, "Does anyone have code to explode variants?" Is that Chris, one in particular, are you I'm wondering if this is something I've worked with either in like outputting the product JSON. Is it just work like listing variants? So you want not for
Like,
options
no, not like for variant and product variants
because
or
you can you can access inside product dot variants, but A1, A2, A3, A4. I'm not sure I follow Chris.
is that like
What are you
loop
trying
through
to
if
do?
you have like all the sizes and colors, I wanna see like all the sizes in blue and then I wanna see all the sizes in red, like, I'm not totally following.
You want to search by search by variants? That should to
Do you mean like on a collections page if a product you show each variant as a unique product? Because, I mean, that's two or three.
separate product.
Yes,
That
okay. I literally just wrote this out for somebody
oh
yesterday.
cool. Okay,
Um,
because I was thinking of a store. I had a store that came to mind that was doing this, and I would try to hunt it down through that.
it was through what project was this? This one. And it's up here.
Do you
Oh,
want to share your screen?
not I'll just post a link to the gist.
Okay, cool.
I mean, this is a really short version of it though. So that's the thing. I was doing it for custom size filtering when you're using variants with size filtering, which gets a little bit more complicated. Explode variants and collection dot liquid.
Just want to show I have with card sleeves
That I
that it stacks all colors one. Yeah. So if you just list off products, I hear you now.
like, this is super basic. Basically, this is what for loop within for loop. Um,
Yeah.
but you can render an object like the card essentially for each individual variant and then just link to the product page with the variant ID appended so it's automatically selecting this variant.
Hmm. So in your and this would so instead of just looping through products and rendering like inside the product loop having a card per product, you'd want to be rendering out per variant. And so from
Exactly.
here, you can pull from both the parent product scope for that URL that you're referencing, and then as well for the variant details.
Because you're going to want to do like the well, I guess you can just do variant. Well, whatever. Yeah, there are some elements that are going to exist at the higher level, at the product level that you might want to grab tags, something like that, where you still have access to them, but now you're looping through the variant object instead, like the variant child object instead to be able to grab both of those things.
Good question, Chris.
Yeah,
Thanks for it. I'll make sure to share these gists in the video summary.
can't believe you called it a gist.
Yeah, I say things without thinking, especially while being live, Kelly. So you get to see the real me. That's what it's like,
I expect perfection.
it's like when no, but it's those things that you read so many times just in your head, but the number of times you actually have to say it out loud, that there
Yeah.
comes a time where you have to like, "Oh, crap, how do I say this out loud?"
Turns out I say this wrong all the time.
Yeah. Like, NG Rock.
And
Wait,
grok.
wait. Ngrok, exactly. Because I always did it off of, like, Nginx.
Oh, okay.
NG, you know, like,
Yeah.
and so NG Rock, Nginx, NG Rock. Um,
What's the one I saw recently? Somebody said VRBO is actually called Verbo, and I refuse to believe
no.
it.
Okay, don't know that one. So I would like to leave the stream, with oh, should I do a poll? I'm wondering, should we continue down the pages, profile pages route and rendering out the leaderboard in Liquid, no matter how gnarly this rendering might get, because we have to deal with pagination. Right now, we're under 50 users, so it maybe we can push the gnarliness off until we get
Later.
more official. Or should we continue down the rendering it out with Ajax? Because with that, we can maybe get into some client side rendering fun times, which
Chat. What do you want?
chat, client side rendering or more complex liquid logic rendering. Like when I put it that way, it sounds really easy.
You want
But
the easy stuff or do you want
yeah,
the messy
do you
stuff?
want the messy liquid crap or do you want the server? Oh, okay, Chris, yeah. Um, or we can do both. I don't know. We can figure out
¿Por
both.
qué no los dos?
How are you rendering client side these days, Kelly?
Ask me offline.
Okay. Oh, new way. Because one of the what there is a fun way of doing it, which is using the section render API, but you're still using Liquid then. So
Yeah.
that's more for like updating the page contents rather than like rendering something totally client side with JavaScript. But
Yeah. We've done some pretty messy client side renders with just based on client needs. So it's not something I want to start just like, hey everybody, here's what you do because it'll take another hour to explain what we
yeah.
did and why we wish we hadn't done it. So
Okay.
that's a conversation for offline.
We'll post a poll on Twitter or something. We'll
Yeah,
get
there you go. Or
some
in the
follow up.
Shopify partner Slack.
Mega says, what about creating a secondary meta field for the exact page that is a string with pipe splits or something? Um,
So a single meta field can be used anywhere with splits. No
and a meta
pagination
field can be
necessary.
other types. So I wonder if this is about changing our approach to meta fields in like we could have a pages. Technically, we don't need to be iterating through page. Like if we're creating pages with these meta fields and values, we could just create attach these meta fields directly to the leaderboard page and just be spitting out. Oh my god, why didn't I think of this before? Sorry,
What is the
Maxime.
most complicated option that we can think of?
No, but that is not because we already like we're already doing something
That's
with
what
our.
you did.
Oh, that's what I did. But we pushed a really good feed. Okay, yeah, because we could have an array meta field on the leaderboard page that has all of our. I guess we would track our leaderboard there. We could paginate it, I guess, or I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many ways of doing like
There
this
are
is
a lot
the
of ways to do
third
this.
iteration. I don't know what the best way to do it is.
All of the ways. Let's just
All
have
of the
4
way.
different leaderboards.
What's great is that it's all like meta field driven, which I like because meta fields are cool. And
Metafields are cool and deserve more love.
yeah, that was a distinguish. We had a conversation behind the scenes of like, should we just be using our own database or should we be using meta fields? I think if we can survive without using a database, it's just going to make our lives that much more easier. Like if we
Oh,
can use
without a
meta
doubt.
fields as our database, then yeah, our app stays. Yeah, I don't want to go down managing a database right now. No.
The next 4 weeks, we're going to talk about
Yeah.
setting up Postgres.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're 5 minutes over time. Of course, we can't stop talking. Any last words, Kelly? Any
Join the Shopify Partner Town Hall tomorrow at noon Eastern.
Yeah, tune
Join us
in.
on Shopify Partner Slack. Look up Kelly plus Kelly. We have a channel.
There's occasionally some stuff that goes through there. We will try to drive more traffic and more conversation there.
And if you have any epic requests as well, make sure you put them on Twitter or put them on open an issue on GitHub.
Open a gist gist. But it's GIF. It's GIF. It's not GIF. Like, see, this is where the confusion
The
came
English language
Damn
is
it.
just stupid. That's what it is.
from. Okay.
If I say the
great.
word there, how am I spelling it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That we're gonna add another 15 minutes to this stream if we go down this path. Okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. I think. Oh, wait. Should we announce? I mean, we're thinking about. No, okay. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. Yeah.
All right.
See you around, chat.
See ya.
Bye.